All right. We in the stew. What's going on, guys? So I saw your guys' comments before we went live. And I never want to scare you. So I hope there wasn't anything scary about that. I didn't intentionally try to scare you. I never want to do that. So I got two kind of major topics to talk about, and they're both heavier subjects. So um I think that was kind of where I'm coming from, is like there's just I don't even know how to like say it. I don't want to title the wrong thing. So we'll just get into them. I think I'll start with Timber and Wings. So you guys know that obviously I was a co-owner of Timber and Wings with Brandon, and we were really excited about it. And um, we did everything we could to get ready to set everything up, and it didn't work out. Brandon and I are not doing Timber and Wings anymore. I think Brandon's going to be doing it by himself on that channel. And we had the discussion, something that needed to happen, I think. And you're always frustrated and disappointed when something doesn't work out your way. Um, there's, a lot. Obviously, there's always reasons, but it wasn't going to work out. And you know, when you are so invested into something like that mentally, and you want it to work, sometimes you are zealous and sometimes you think that things can work out when because you're excited and you think you can work through everything and all the kinks and all those things. So, it's just it needed to happen. I think it was something that I wasn't planning on happening. I was all in on that and it just didn't. So, I'm no longer a part of it. It's not to say that there's all this bad blood, but there's just things that you know it's hard to be in a partnership and it's hard to make everything work. And so yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. I just wanted you guys to know. Um, I've always thought that I want to be focused on our community, but it I was gonna do both, and I knew I could. So it didn't work out, and that's what it is. So I just wanted you guys to know that straight up. And I know that was like we just had everything going up, and we had the channel ready. Like we were definitely planning on it. So it yeah, I'm okay with it. It was my decision. It was my decision to no longer be a co-owner of it, and um, it was the right decision. So you guys know that I love you and I like to just make sure there's no confusion. I'm sorry that it didn't work out because I was looking forward to it for all of us and it just couldn't work out the way that I had planned it. And, like you want it to you want everything to go a certain way and it just doesn't go that way. So and we have a lot to do here and that's fine. There's always opportunities down the road for something. And I care so much about our community, and so that's why I needed to say it because you guys were awesome, and you went and you made that such a real place, and so many of you were so supportive and excited and loved it, and were so behind that idea. So thank you for that, and thank you for that love, thank you for the support, and thank you for being so supportive of that. Thank you, Tess. And I love you guys, and that just needed to be done and said. It feels like that was kind of like a weight that I just didn't know how to bring up because you feel like how do I explain this? How do I talk to you guys about it? But and like I said, I'm not trying to make this big deal. Like I don't want this to be some drama or anything. And I think that was a big problem is like we don't need more drama in our lives, and that's the last thing I'm going to try to bring here is a lot of drama. So, um, yeah, thank you guys for being understanding of that. I just needed to tell you guys that. But with that being said, it just puts more time for us to do what we do here on our communities. So I have a lot of things that I'm going to be working on for you, and you'll be seeing that coming into this next week. And so that makes me feel a lot better. Now, I'm just going to jump into the next piece. So this 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 fungal meningitis, man, is a lot worse than I thought it was. I had a TIA, almost had another mini stroke 2 nights ago, and it was after our live. Same thing happened. I woke up and my whole body went numb. My whole head this time went numb. My whole leg went numb this time. My arm went numb this time. I could still think clearly. I could still speak clearly, but it's really scary. And I'm still having these stroke symptoms at night. My arm, it's scary, man, because you don't know. Like, this would be my third real one in the last 2 weeks. So it was a mini stroke. Sorry, Kelsey corrected me. So it was a little mini stroke. And it just keeps happening. There's a lot of swelling in my brain. And so when I started doing this is what I think I didn't say clearly in this interview. If any of you watched the news interview, what I didn't say clearly is that this isn't valley fever. This is valley fever that turned into fungal meningitis. And the fungal meningitis is like serious stuff. If you get a chance to look it up, it's just really scary. It's the amount of inflammation it can put into your brain is pretty bad. And I'm taking the medication. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm going to the doctor. And it's emotional because it's scary for me, but it's scary for Kelsey. She's usually the one I have to wake up in the middle of the night with possibly having a stroke in front of her again. And this is not, it's not really I'm not saying it's not getting better, but I feel better, but it's just like, could I just have a stroke? Right. And there's a fear behind that because you don't know what's going to happen if you do have one. And you don't mess with strokes. Strokes and heart attacks are serious stuff, man. They're life-changing, life-threatening. I want you guys to know that I am always going to be positive for you guys. And I'm here as just to tell you that up front because, I'm going through that struggle right now. Kelsey's going through that struggle. We've kind of protected the kids from it. They knew I was in the hospital, mostly Riley. We talk to our kids from like kind of the ages that they are, and Kelsey does a really good job of that. But I just wanted to share that with you because, yeah, it's very real. It's scary. And yeah. So that's what's so weird is this is like I told you guys before, my theory that Kelsey actually told me that makes more sense. And now my theory going forward is I think I got valley fever back in 24. I remember I was working as a commercial electrician outside and I got the most sick I've ever been in my life at that point, ever. And I remember I just went to urgent care because I thought I had pneumonia. And I told them all my symptoms and they're like, well, you probably have double pneumonia. And they gave me antibiotics and that was it. I never went to specialists or anything. So if I had valley fever back in 24, it's almost been a year since would have gotten that. And that means that could have been dormant in my body this whole time and now manifested for whatever reason. I still have the mass in my lungs. I don't know. They said that that's part of the doctors didn't say this is what I researched, that mass is what kind of led to it going up there. So yeah, they did the checks, the chest MRI, the x-ray, they did everything. And that's when they saw the mass. So I'm supposed to go back and look at, what's it called? I'm supposed to get looked at all over and they're going to have to test my lungs at a lung specialist, which is called like a I don't know how to say it. I'm not gonna even try. You guys make fun of me. So I want you guys to know that because I know you guys care. You've shown that you care so much and you're so much love. I don't feel super stressed out. Talking to you guys and being here on the channel doesn't stress me out. And I don't want you to feel that I don't want you to feel that I'm pushing myself to for no reason and I'm pushing myself to be here when I shouldn't be. I've been asking all these other specialists and doctors if I'm okay. I don't know, every single one of them has cleared me for activity. Every single doctor and specialist has cleared me that they think that everything's normal, but obviously it's not because I shouldn't be having TIAs in the middle of the night and I shouldn't be having my skull going numb and my lips going numb and then, my arm feeling weak and my leg going numb and this stuff isn't something that just happens, right? So while I'm in this place of trying to recover and trying to do what I can, I'm still here for you guys. I'm still here for our community. I still believe that even though I'm going through something, it's just like with the case, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't change it. I can't go in my own head and get the freaking stuff out of it. I can't get the fungus out of my head, which is gross to think about. I can't fix it. And I tell you that because this is what our channel and community is built on. It's just the reality. And the reality is I feel like my whole reason I'm here is to help other people. And that's why I did that interview. I hope you guys know that I did not care to interview with the news. They told me it was all going to be about the meningitis and the valley fever. And I thought, that's great because people need to know that they could be outside. All my friends, man, all my friends that I worked with are still doing that. That you get that valley fever, and then next thing you know, it's in your head, and you're in the 1% of people who get the fungal meningitis from valley fever, right? Like you don't know what could happen. So I took that interview to specifically focus on that. And obviously, I told you guys that it turned into the Lori story and the Colby surviving son, a strange surviving son of Lori Vallow finally speaks his truth about his mother. It's like it's always the same thing, right? So anyway, I took that interview specifically to spread awareness about this valley fever thing, man, because think about that, like walking outside and your child breathes in dirt. You wouldn't know. It's just a big dust cloud went through you. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that was my mentality. So many people could be affected by this. And so I took that interview only for that. But I'm telling you, like, I don't want to stop trying to help people while I'm here. And I'm not trying to sound dramatic, like I'm going to go soon, but it makes you think about it. It makes you think way more about it than you would otherwise. And I just feel like I have that purpose with you guys, and I can still be here to help in the ways that I know how, which is trying to help people understand how to heal, because I feel like it's a responsibility. If you make it through something that you can help other people, you should. Please tell us how we can help you guys. We rally behind you no matter what. Love and hugs to you and Kelsey. Thank you, Monica. Yeah. So I needed to tell you guys that for real. I get it. The news, use whatever they need to get people's attention. Yeah. That's just how it works. And I don't know. I really thought that was going to be a little different. I don't know why I did. Maybe I was just hopeful. But yeah, I mean, I'll just also say, like, that's another thing that's a little scary about this whole thing is like the other night I could have ended up back in the hospital, which would in a couple of days. And I say that to you because that kind of just puts us in a place where I'm jumping in and out from the hospital to come back, which is not something I want to do. But that, for you guys, for our lives, for our community, it's just going to be, I just want that to be out there just so in case something does happen, there's that at least you guys know from me. And I actually have an appointment. One of you guys emailed me I'll have to go look again about the Mayo Clinic. So I have an appointment with the Mayo Clinic. I'm trying to do everything I can to at least um, maintain it and not have another stroke. Yes, I have. I did last night, the night before that. Trying everything I can to get better, you know? So if you guys want to know honestly where I'm at right now is I'm emotionally recovering from what happened. I'm happy that this case is over. Honest to God, I'm happy. And you know, but I'm trying to deal with that while trying to, deal with all this uncertainty of, am I going to just have a stroke in the middle of the day? Am I, it just feels dangerous, man. Strokes are not, it's not a joke, man. And now I feel like I empathize with people. Like I said, I only have a little bit of experience really being in hospitals myself. And now I have so much empathy just being there a week, um, and all this stuff, and people who are having to go through their medical stuff, man. I feel for them, and I have just a tiny taste. So I'm not trying to sit here and act like I know. I'm just saying I feel for you, and I can understand now what you'd have to go through on a regular basis. So I just want you guys to know that you guys have brought so much love to our lives, to our family, so much support, and like I said, I felt like I needed our community to know about the Timber and Wings thing. Um, and I wanted you to know where I'm at personally, just because I just, why wouldn't I? This is our YouTube family, and I don't know. It just needed to be talked about. So yeah, so we're gonna have some different times for um our lives and stuff, because I'm gonna have to work around going to doctor's appointments and specialists and stuff like that. Um, and I just want you guys to know, like, I'll try my best to keep you posted and work around that part. I like to try to keep as much communication with you as possible, so you're not just like, whoa, what is going on? But it just sucks, man. It's hard to it's hard to always fight and face stuff like this. And you realize you can't do anything about it. Can't change it. And I think that's a big part of life is you can't change it. You can't you can't do anything about it. And instead of having anxiety, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I learned this from a Navy SEAL. Okay. And he said, we know we could get shot down in this helicopter, but worrying about that missile isn't going to change anything. And I thought, holy crap. Right? Like something could happen and I can't do anything. So worrying about that moment of possibly having a stroke or not is scary. And as much personal anxiety as I've had in the last few weeks, I can't change it if it does. So that's what it is. I can't change it. And that's a good lesson for us all to say worrying about it's not going to change the outcome. So that's what I leave with you today. I just wanted to make sure you guys know to be safe in Arizona. I think it's in California, maybe in Texas. Just the valley fever thing, man. There's no way to know. There's no way to know if you have it. But what I'll tell you is, if you feel like it starts in your lungs, and then with the meningitis, it's a stiff neck, it's headaches. If you get a stiff neck and headaches, you gotta go get yourself checked out. It's not worth going through this, man. I love you too, man. Jessica asked, "Are you still going to Crime Con with all that's happening to you?" Yes, that is my plan. What I have to do is plan and continue to plan normal. That's how I look at life. There's, like I just told you, I can't stop everything and just wait. I'm going to try to do what the doctors have said and be healthy and work on what I can and control what I can, which is taking medication and sleeping like Vader on his table coming up. Like, I can't lay all the way down, which is fine, but you do what you can, right? Please go see a neuropath doctor that does live blood analysis. That's a great idea, Katie. Thank you. So, but yeah, you guys are amazing. Jenna, I'm not LDS anymore. I grew up LDS, but I'm actually non-denominational Christian, just so you know. Love to you and your family. Prayers to you. We just want you to be okay. Thank you, Susie. Yeah, man. I want to be okay too. Just because I don't want to be in this position either. You know, it's not fun. And I think more than anything, it breaks my heart for my family. Like Kelsey has to watch that happen. And I think watching someone you love be hurt is worse than being the one. So like when I'm hurt, I don't feel bad for myself. I feel bad that Kelsey had to wake up and call 911 and get me to the hospital, or wake up the second time and have to call and wait for me to go get taken to the hospital, or the third time when it happens in the middle of the night. And that's terrifying for her, you know? So that's just how it works. So sad that it didn't work with Brandon. I know how excited you were. So important to focus on your health right now. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. This isn't about my health with Timber and Wings, but it is smart for me to be as focused on at least getting what I need done so I can be okay, rather than just try to work through it. We're with you and your fam. Thank you, Carol. Like you guys are right here, shows everything. Like the community is here. And this is it right here, front and center. And like I said, I mean, you think I haven't seen the comments about the trolling and the you're faking this all. If you want to come over and watch me have a mini stroke, you can. You think I'm faking it. It's not fun. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, man. I wouldn't wish this whatever this is, I wouldn't wish harm on anybody, man. So Trisha, basically when I got a fungal infection is the valley fever, but it usually goes into your lungs, but mine went up through my spine and into my meninges in my brain, and then started to spread, and it causes swelling. So my brain is losing blood flow, and it's also swelling. And when your brain swells, it shuts your whole body's function by your brain, right? So it literally is going to shut you down. It'll shut your brain down. It'll shut your eyes, whatever. Your brain does everything. So you can't do anything about that. Yeah, we're still planning on going, man. It's very soon. I called to see if we could even get the flights that they want us to have to go to CrimeCon, or if we were gonna have to drive because of the pressure in my head, right? We're not gonna go on a plane when my head is full of pressure. And if my brain gets too swollen, they have to depressurize your brain, which I do not. That scares me to think about doing that. I'm not scared of a lot of things, but body stuff freaks me out, right? Like surgery, that only thing, like being people invading the inside of your body. I know they're professionals. It's just that's one thing where I'm like, that creeps me out. You are okay, and you're living every day and every moment as your truest calling. Jesus has done the rest. Don't want any moment of your wonderful life right now. Appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys, man. And again, I really hope and I just have to say this because it happens too much. I really hope you understand this is not to make you guys feel bad for me. I just want to share this with you because this is happening. This is what it is. This is happening in real life. And because it's happening, I want to share it with you as a lesson that, I'm not going to lie, I'm scared. I'm worried. I put a lot of that aside, but I'm working through that fear, right? Like we just talked about. And all of those things have happened. I've had the panic attacks, which I haven't had in a long time, because you're like, holy crap, what do I do? Can't even stop it. I am out of control here. And you just live with it. And then, you just have to be strong, and you have your whole family you need to take care of and love. And if you can't It's like, what if I love my family? Those are the thoughts that I'm having. What if I'm gone and my family doesn't have my kids don't have a dad, my wife doesn't have a husband, all because of some fungus in my brain because something happened. So I those thoughts come up, and then it's like I don't feel like I helped people at a way that I know I could. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I'm not helping people the way I could, and it's just a million thoughts. So that's where I'm at. And I tell you all that just for transparency because we've been living life together for really the last 5 years, but specifically a little over a year at this point with the channel. So it's it's just been a weird journey, man. It's been a weird journey. Thank you, Denny. Yeah, you guys are supporting us. And I really appreciate the fact that you support Kelsey so much too, you know? Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. I've been to so many people. I've been to so many specialists. I've had 3 or 4 neurologists, 3 disease doctors. I've never seen a the lung doctor. Um, I forgot who else I saw. Chrissy, friendly reminder, I am in and out of the hospital at least once a month. To you and Kelsey, I really mean this when I say this. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime because I understand. Thank you, Chrissy. Yeah, I know you know that's not fun to be in there. So yeah, Kelsey and I were talking about today. I think a great move we're gonna probably do, and this was something I was gonna announce at some point. But we're thinking about possibly hosting an event here in Phoenix. So maybe I would look for some good like long form speakers and give them some time and put together an event for all of us to come to, and then we just have the free time after to all talk. And you know, I'm telling you, I think of big things. An event and a cruise are dead serious stuff. Don't think that I'm not out here planning big things. So that way, I mean, Arizona is obviously a little bit more realistic for everybody first, and then I was thinking about the cruise and more in like the spring. So those are real thoughts, though. Those are real things that could easily happen. Um, I'd get a couple other people that I think are super unbelievably inspirational, and we'd put together an event with all you guys, and then we could really, really hang out. And then I'd bring Kelsey in, and then she'd make fun of me on the stage, and everybody would laugh, and then I'd have to sit there and just take it and be just in there just crying. But yeah, she doesn't want to go on a cruise. She wants to go to the beach. Only thing was, I was like, I can't talk to you guys unless I go all the way up and down the beach. We go on a cruise, it's like, hey, let's all go up. We'll like set it up, a meeting up on the deck kind of thing. What are we supposed to do? All stand in a circle at the beach? They're gonna think we're doing a cult thing. Oh, thank you. And I just watched all the Jawses, so I don't really want to get in the water right now. I'm cool. I'm not jumping in the ocean. I actually watched a bunch of I actually just watched a bunch of shark movies. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that I'm not trying to be a downer here. I just wanted to like tomorrow I have an appointment. I think we have appointments throughout the next couple weeks, and I'm just trying to prepare myself for that, and then also just prepare the channel. So we'll have our lives. We're still going to do our thing. It's just going to be I have to work around that schedule because I have to prioritize that. So I try to do that stuff in the morning if I can, so we can have that afternoon time. But my plan is for us to have our streams, and I'll be putting out videos as well. So But I wanted to be, yeah, he's doing good though. Rob Rentray's been doing good. I'll tell you that. I don't want to speak for him or expose anything about Ray, but he's doing good, and that's a like even though he's not here in the channel all the time, he's doing really good. So that makes me happy. He's taking a good, well deserved break and living his life, man. Living his life. I don't know yet. So what you have to do if you have fungal meningitis, you have to get tested to see if you have to take antifungals for the rest of your life. So that way the fungus never attacks your brain like it did with me. If it doesn't, or if it does, then you can take it for just a certain amount of time and then it will kill it and it will be out of your body. So I don't know. It could be it could be the rest of my life if I have to take it. The thing that's scary about it is if it for whatever reason stops responding to your antifungals, and I don't know if this happens often, I don't know enough about it, that it will cause brain issues. I mean, there's a foreign fungus in your brain. It can do whatever it needs to over time. So I'm terrified of cruises, but I'd like to be there for sure. Also, I meant I like you even more than I like Josh Allen. Colb's and or Kelsey and Ice Colb always praying. Appreciate it. Josh Allen, the quarterback. So, I've actually never taken, other than one time, any anti-anxiety. And, I have struggled with anxiety. I mean, really struggled with paralyzing. Hold on, I'm going to answer this. I'll come back to you. Okay. No, it's still a thing. Yes. So, the Timber and Wings channel still is going to be, Brandon's going to run it. But back to anxiety. Yeah, I've had type of anxiety that I feel like I'm going to, I don't even know the type of anxiety that paralyzes you. And so I haven't taken any anti-anxiety medication. I've really been facing it just mentally. And I'm not trying to sound cool when I say this. I am literally someone who will tell you I have had anxiety my whole life until when I started. I don't know how to explain it. I just stopped letting myself go to that place with the panic, and I've learned how to cope. I've learned how to do it. I don't know how. I'll have to break that down in a whole video if I ever talk about it, because I don't want to just say whatever. Oh, I'm gonna make a shirt right now, Faith. Frick this fungus. Man, frick this fungus. Yeah, it's weird, right? That's a weird thing to have to tell you guys. Yeah, there's fungus in my brain. That's so gross, bro. Makes me want to take a shower. Makes me want to shower out my brain. Exactly, Slow. I'm not saying, and this, I hope you guys know, I'm not, if you're taking anti-anxiety medication, in no way, shape, or form am I telling you anything wrong with that. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with taking medication. What I will say though is I was scared to need it and never be able to get off of it, and then just be stuck to that medication. That's what I was afraid of, is that I would never be able to function unless I took medication. I think that was always my personal reason why I didn't want to take it. So, yeah. And I have, and I'm trusting him. And you guys know, like I told you, I am surrendered in that way. I have no control here. I just didn't want to. Oh yeah, she is not happy about flying. She does not want anything to happen. She's taking really good care of me. So, but I just want you to know, if I was pushing myself so hard, so much, and doing too much and stressing myself out, and it would be possibly a life-changing situation, I wouldn't do it. And that's why I'm trying to make sure you guys know I am in no way, shape, or form am I telling myself I have to do these things. Like, I know that this is a choice, but I want to. I want to be here. And if I'm going through something and I'm going through a medical issue, whatever the case is, like, sharing my story, I hope helps. I pray that it's helping somebody or does something for somebody to help them. And that's why I do it. And that's why this whole community exists. So I'm not going to do something that's going to possibly be a life altering thing. But when I was in the hospital and it was like not being able to just jump on with you guys, it was weird. And obviously, like, I'm just talking to you. Obviously, I love and miss my family and I needed them. But like, it was also weird, like, how much I realized it didn't feel normal. I don't know how to explain it because we'd spent so much time together. And then all of a sudden I'm just out and in the hospital and out of routine. And the next thing I know, it's like I'm just out of, and now I can't connect and do everything. I'm just sitting there by myself in the dark, you know. You know what I think it is, and I think it is because I'm getting less blood flow in my brain, and that's what's causing the blood just disappears on that right side, and that's what it is. It's a lack of blood flow between your brain to your extremities, and so you can have a stroke. I think it's from the meningitis, though. I think that's what it is, but that's what makes the most sense because last night, if you have that like blood issue, you have to sleep at that incline because that way you just don't get that same flat, um, like being flat and on my side. 2 out of the 3 times, actually maybe all 3 times I was on my side when I woke up with the stroke-like symptoms. But yeah, yeah, I've never blamed God for my I've never been one to blame God and say, "God, why? God, why?" It's just not my thing. Why is it God's fault? How about that? Why is it when something happens, is it God's fault? It's not. And that's where I've always been that type of person. I don't do that stuff. I just don't blame God or try to find a reason who's to blame here. Like, and just to be transparent with you guys, like, obviously when I remember the first thing I said to God when I found about Tylee and JJ and Charles, because they were obviously different times, but both times I said, I know you didn't do this. Please just help me get through it. And that's all you can do. Because it's not going to change now. You can't change it. How do you move on? Just get me through it. I know it's not God's fault. It's only the people who are to blame's fault. That's all it is. So how are you going to move on? That's the thing, man. If we can move on from this, let me put it this way. If we can make it through this as a community, and it all happened at once, like usual, from at least for my life, this stuff all happened at once. Getting this sick and going through the end of the trial and all this stuff happening, we can make it through this, man. We're gonna make it through it all. We can make it, man. You can make it. That's what I think. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now. I think God allows me to go through this stuff because He knows that I was the most scared kid in the world, the most fearful kid, couldn't function, couldn't go to school, couldn't didn't believe in himself, hated himself, couldn't do anything, man. I was just this kid who's just terrified. And I think God allowed me to do this because He knew that of all people, if I told you that I could make it, you can too. Right? Like, if I can do it, if Colby can do it, you can do it. That's as real as it gets. Because I was not that guy to make it through hard things. I could not handle stress and anxiety and depression and, you know, suicidal thoughts, all that stuff. I was that guy all the time. I struggled my whole life. And if I can make it, you can too, because I'm not special. I'm not better than anybody. And I feel like that's a way to answer that question. There's nothing about me that is intangibly better than you. You can do it too. You can make it through your hard stuff. And that is probably the number one reason why this is happening. All this stuff at one time. You know, the whole Timber and Wings thing was stressing me out really bad. Probably almost as more than anything because I know what to do with it. And then, I wanted to give my statement and I wanted that statement to be impactful for Lori. And I wanted to honor my family. And it's really hard to come up with that in a way that you feel satisfied with. And then I wanted to feel relief after the statement. And I didn't feel any better because I realized nothing changed except for that it's not going to keep coming up in court again. But nothing in my personal life and my feelings and the losses have changed. And I did it in the hospital. I'm not saying that to sound cool. I'm saying it because that was all really hard at one time. And I'm telling you, if I can do that stuff, then you can make it through whatever you're going through. You can. And in no way am I trying to minimize what you're going through. And in no way am I trying to tell you that what you're going through, what I went through is worse than what you went through. No, it doesn't matter. If you're going through a hard time, it's a hard time in your life. There's no comparisons, right? It's not, oh, yours is worse. It's like, no, what you're going through is hard and you can make it. And I can testify Sunday church, baby. Sunday church right now. You can make it. You can make it. I love this, Tess. We just learn how to live with the pain. It never goes away. It just becomes less prevalent in our minds and hearts. Exactly. I love that. Exactly. Exactly. We have a tendency to say, well, that person's going through worse. And there's even a saying like, someone out there is going through a lot worse than you are. And that's probably true, but in a way that minimizes how you feel. And I'll tell you that that's not okay to minimize how you feel. Even if someone else went through something more, this isn't a comparison because right now we're trying to get better. We're trying to move on personally. And yes, I'm always going to feel for other people. Always. I always feel for other people. That doesn't minimize that either. But what minimizes you is saying someone's got it worse, buck up. That doesn't help you. Bucking up doesn't help you. The buck up part that you should buck up for is, how many times can I say that? The thing you should buck up for is to face the storm. That's it. Just how you face your storm. That's what your job is. But if you minimize it by saying, hey, like Grace right there. Grace is going through a lot worse than you are. So you should be fine because have you heard what she's been through? That's not fair. That's not fair. Because yeah, Grace is probably could be going through a lot, but that minimizes you. So I'm just saying you can make it through your hard stuff. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's the example. Exactly. Exactly. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be I went through more than you. Who cares? If someone's going through something, that's all it is. Exactly. And you know what you can't do? And I'm just going to be really honest with you. This is going to help a lot of people, even if it feels like tough love, but stop feeling sorry for yourself. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but sulking is not healthy outside of a certain point. And what I mean by that is, yes, feel your feelings. You can know I am going through hell. I am going through hell currently, and I can't change it. And I feel horrible. But when you open a door to sulking and feeling bad for yourself, you open a door to depression. You open a bigger door to never getting out of it or putting yourself in a hole longer. You can do it. And if you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do this, if you tell yourself that, you will believe it. And your body can follow. and your stuff can follow you down that hole. So don't do that. Don't tell yourself that you can't do the thing. Like, there's nothing you're not capable of. You're capable of everything. Why do you think other people get to places that they get? You think they told themselves every day, hey, you can't do this. And I'm not talking about self doubt, like thoughts that you can't do that, fleeting thoughts. Everybody has that. That's human. I'm talking about you constantly telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy, all that negativity. You don't need that. You can do it. You can get through it. And that's not a tough love moment. That is, it's possible. I promise. Now, once you believe you can get through it, you still face it for what it is. You don't just band aid that. You don't just say, you're good. You're good. You'll get through this. That's cliche. It could take you the rest of your life to work through it. That just gives you the strength to start the journey. I look at it as in, like, you're on a path walking, you fall down, you hurt yourself bad, and now you have two choices. You sit on that path and you just let yourself pass away. You just say, frick this, I'm not doing this. Or you say, my leg hurts and I got to get up and I got to take one step at a time, but I'm going to go. That's what starts that journey. That belief is what gets you off the ground and keep going. What I hate is people who are like, so everything's going to be okay. You're good. You're good. You're good. Stop telling me I'm good. I'm not good, but I'm good enough to get up, and I'm good enough to stand up and start walking, and I'm good enough to face my pain and walk through it, because the storm's not going to stop just because I said I'm good. My leg's not going to stop hurting because I said I'm good, and my tears down my face is not going to stop because I said I'm good, but I know I can. So I don't believe it this second, but I know I can. That's what it should be. And I tell you that because that's the whole purpose that I'm here. Whole purpose. You can do it. You can do it, man. That's my point. Nothing stops. Time doesn't stop for you. No, I've never had I don't think I've ever had that before. More than anything, people just want to do documentaries and they want me to talk about Lori, and they think that I'm dumb enough. And I hope this is if anybody who was going to ask me, save yourself some time. I'm not interested in telling you Lori's story. And that is what it's always is, guys. They do just think that they can lie to me personally and say, we really want to hear about Tylee and JJ and Charles. We want to hear about all this stuff. They don't. They want to make a Lori documentary. And I don't know why. Let's go, Amy. Thank you so much. I'm trying to find this one chat. So I think I told you guys we're still going to do what I originally told you. I still want to cover other cases and then get the people who are involved in it. I really would love to do that. That's a big part of my heart because that's something that I went through that I can, do and help. But really, the channel's open to a place of where we've been kind of going here is just we talk a lot about psychology, healing. There's so much we can do. So I know what I want to do right now, and it's help people. And I think talking to people who have been through hell and back are the best people to connect with. But there's people who are in hell right now. They can give perspective. There's people who are going through a lot. So that's a perspective that I have for this channel and always have. And I love talking to people. And so I think that's what's going to always be a huge part of that. Yeah, I would absolutely love that. That's something that I would love to do too. I would love to connect with people. Very similar things, very similar situations with Chad and me. Chad Frankie, by the way, not the other Chad. Yes, unfortunately, right as we were going to get going and everything, I went down. So I would love to do it still. We are going to do it. It is a part of my heart, and I know that I can help people with their fitness because that's something I'm really well versed in. Thank you. I think that's all. I told you that's all that I think that I'm here for real. But yeah, I love you guys, man. Thank you for being such an amazing community. Thank you for connecting here. You guys have made this so real. This is more than I thought it could ever be. I tell you that all the time because it blows my mind what is happening on this channel and the community that's been created. This is nothing like the internet that I've seen. And I love that. I love it. I love that this breaks the mold of everything. You guys have broken the mold of anything I've ever really seen myself. So I love that. I'm planning on being here tomorrow, and we're going to start with what we're doing next. And I'm excited. I think that we're going to be way more engaged together, which I'm excited about. And yes, Unicorn Rancher, we are still going to do a cruise. We're probably also going to run an event sometime in Arizona, sometime later this year or beginning of next year in Arizona, which is going to be amazing. So I'm excited about what we got planned. I'm excited. But I appreciate you guys and love you. I'll be here tomorrow. Thank you for your genuine bottom of my heart. Thank you for your love and support for our family. You've been amazing to us. We did get a PO box. Yes, we went to our PO box yesterday, and you guys sent some stuff. So I'm gonna show it to you tomorrow, so you guys can see it. And yeah, you guys are amazing. Like, you guys are so thoughtful. I think to myself all the time, you guys literally went and wrote a handwritten letter or typed letter, whatever the case is, went and got a card, went and got an envelope, and went out of your way to go and send it to us. And like I told you, I literally have the box right here on the desk within literal arm's reach because I don't know. I love it. Maybe you guys are going to think I'm creepy because I keep it right here next to me, but this is all your guys' stuff you sent. So everything is in there except for the stuff that's too big. But like, this means a lot, man. And Kelsey and I literally talk about it every single time. Like, our minds are blown by the love you show in the comments and letters and everything you've done to support our family. It made it so much, for me, it just made it so much more like, holy crap, like, we're really all like, because I feel that way out, but to see it come back in, I don't know how to explain that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep those forever. Hope you guys know that. That means a lot to me. That's why it's here. Okay, before I get emotional, love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a great rest of your day. It's not gonna work, huh? Love you.